I remember my uncle, who was the area chief, saying, "But you are very poor. We know your family, and it will be very difficult for you to go, for your son to go to school."
My story.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, my viewers. And today we are here again, and we say we are the space where stories breathe, where journeys matter, and where legacies and impact are remembered. And today, as last time we heard different testimonies of where Barnabas came from, but just like the Bible, we say in the beginning. And today, in the beginning, before the buildings, before everything else, before the kids came, in the beginning, who carried the vision? Who do we say is the father or the mother of Barnabas? In the beginning. And so today, we have a very special guest. This is none other than the vision carrier himself, the man who had the calling, the man who had God speaking, and the vision came to be. And this is none other than Mr. Harrison himself. Today, we are back to the roots where everything started. Welcome, sir.
Thank you so much.
Wow,
Yeah.
so great meeting you.
Yeah.
It hasn't been easy. Because we get to realize that with the great vision that you have, the great burden that you have, you've really been busy going up and down to ensure that the same vision that you carried all those years is still maintained.
Yeah.
That is great.
Thank you.
So today, with our guest here, we say, introduce yourself. Let's get to know who Mr. Harrison is, and where do we all start from? Because we believe before Saint Barnabas became Saint Barnabas, there was someone who had a dream, and that is you, the founder of Saint Barnabas, the vision carrier. So before Barnabas came to be, who is Mr. Harrison?
Well, Mr. Harrison is this young man raised in a very poor background. And at the beginning of our lives, when I began even to go to primary school, I remember very well how my parents were struggling even to get a single meal for us. I am that guy that used to go to school barefoot and barely had food on the table to eat. So I was raised in a very poor background in Kilifi County, and there is where we began, and there is where I began my primary school from grade 1 to grade 8. By then they called it class 1 to class 8. In a school in the remote part of Kilifi called Kuala Primary School. Yeah. So then, after my primary school, I got very good grades. I was called to now they call extra county school, a boarding school, but there was no money since my parents were very poor. I was not able. They were not able to pay for my school fees. So it was a struggle. My mother, at that time my father was not at home, so I had gone to the forest to cut down logs of trees to burn charcoal. So my father this time rarely stayed at home. So my mother carried the burden of trying to see if I could attend high school. So after going to the area chief, who was my uncle then, and my mother telling him that I needed to go to school. I remember my uncle, who was the area chief, saying, "But you are very poor. We know your family, and it will be very difficult for you to go, for your son to go to school. So you better not struggle for him."
Wait. So you mean that you've done well?
Yes.
And it happens that with that kind of family background, and you feel like, okay, maybe there's an uncle here. It's a sign of hope.
Yes.
It's a sign of hope. He's even a chief.
Yes.
Meaning that he has some access to some little connection. He has even the power to even call for a rambe and organize something that at least can be of help. But when you get there, you're told that you are very poor.
Yes, very poor, and that there is nowhere that I could go to high school. So my hope for me to go to high school was fading very fast. But my mother was really on it, and she went up to that time where the tag tutor, that is a leader, let's say head of all the head teachers in that sub-county. So my mother, together with me, of course, we went to see this man, and this man was generous. Remember, at first you had been turned down by my uncle, who was in position, who could help. Wow. Then this man, who we do not know now, I remember the first time for him writing a check of 5,000. At that time, 5,000 was a lot of money. Then I went to school.
So tell us, how was the feeling now? You are just done. Taking you back a little bit. You are done with your grade 8. That's class 8 by then. And you see, like, there's no hope. There is no hope.
Yeah.
How was the personal feeling? How did that hit you?
I felt so bad, and I felt like the chance for me, and being the firstborn male child who could come help in my family, that hope of me going to high school, which will end me either to college or university, was fading fast. So I felt so hopeless at this time, but because of the hope that was in my mother, it kept us going. Yeah.
So even at this moment, your mom. So what was your mom's occupation? Because we are seeing here mom's love, that the kind of love that, yes, there's nothing in the house, but at least I'm trying to see what my child can do. What was your mom's occupation by that time?
My mother used to vend honey. So she used to go to people who had beehives, and then she could get honey from them, and then she could move from house to house selling honey, so that she could get also support to my siblings and I. So that is what she was doing. Apart from that, she was a farmer, and because of struggling for us, it was hard for her even to settle in family activities. So from house to house, selling honey.
So now you have met this guy who is like the head teacher of the head teachers, like all the primary schools, and here there is 5,000 in the table. How was the feeling?
I was so happy, and my hope was revived at this time, knowing that with this little money, at least I could now step to my new high school and pursue my dream.
Wow.
I was so happy.
So tell us, now here you have the 5,000, but I know that going to high school from what I've seen in Kenya, it's not a walk in the park for families that are very humble, very poor background. It's not a walk in the park. 5,000 could just be settling the school fees by then. But again here, we are seeing maybe the school that you are called is some miles away from home, and there should be some shopping also.
Yes.
So how was the scenario here? You have the 5,000. There's a check. There's hope of me going to school, but you can't just go to school with your home clothes, without books, with nothing. So how was the scenario? How was the picture?
There was no way that the 5,000 would be used to buy a uniform or other stuff. So what we did is I had my uncles. One of them is deceased, may his soul rest in peace, and one is very old. So they were working in town. One was working in a shop selling clothes, and one was working with KPA. That is my uncles on the side of my mom. So we have the check in our hand, and we have no money. So we had to walk all the way from home to Kaloleni to catch a bus, so that now we can go to town. And from home to Kaloleni is approximately 40 kilometers walking distance. Going to my uncles, so that at least asking them if they could help me get a school uniform and some shoes, so then I can go to my school.
Anyway, just pause there. My viewers, do you know what 40 kilometers is? 40 kilometers walking in search of a dream, full of hope. Walking just to go and catch a bus that is going to help you catch your dream. This is more than just a story, it's a testimony. Let's get back there. So here you are with your mom. You have to walk all the way to where to catch the bus to town. Okay, tell us, you're going to town. You already know your uncles are there. So how was the turn up and how was everything, meeting your uncles back in town now?
Okay, so when we got to town after catching that bus in Kaloleni, we paid, I think, a very little amount then to town, and walked from the final stage, that is Mwembetayari, to my uncles who were staying in Sparky. So we walked, and in the evening when they were back from work, my mother told them the whole story of how it was hard for us even to get the check, and that what was remaining was for me now to get the necessary items for me to join high school. So my uncles were very kind, and they bought for me my first uniform. And that uniform, remember, it took me up to Form 4, because there was no way that I could buy another uniform. And the shoes that I got, that is the first year, are the shoes that I used. So the uniform, just one pair from Form 1 up to Form 4.
Wait. Do you remember the story of the Israelites who had to walk for 40 years in the wilderness, and they had to put on the same clothes and the same shoes for 40 good years? Now we have a replica here, but not full years. Having to put on the same clothes and same shoe for 4 good years through school. So when today we have 2, 3, 4 pairs of uniform and you can change shoes, it's a privilege. This one is smoking hot.